Hi guys, it's me, Corey. I wanted to do a quick video real quick while this stuff is fresh in my head. I am at Mike's house tonight. It's Wednesday the 26th. It's getting close to 8:30 in the evening. We just had dinner not too long ago. And I'm spending the night here tonight because tomorrow Mike and Jessica and a couple other people are going to be leaving to go to Arizona. So they're going to be there for a few days. So we're not going to be seeing each other for a few days. So we're visiting now. Um, so I hope everybody's doing well tonight. It's Wednesday evening. Just a couple days till the weekend. I hope everybody's week is going good so far. But what I wanted to talk about real quick, while it's, before I get too tired or anything, um, is my recent psychiatry appointment. We touched on things that we've never discussed before with my new doctor. His name is Mike. He's from Hope Network, my mental health agency. And what we talked about was the possibility of bipolar disorder, basically. Um, and he doesn't think I'm like full on bipolar. He agrees that it's a form of schizoaffective disorder, but bipolar disorder does run in my mom's half of the family. My mom has it pretty severely, and that's really made things difficult with my relationship with her and stuff like that. But I got honest with my psychiatrist because I decided to discuss things that I've never told him before because he was new, and I just didn't really feel that comfortable with it. But at this last appointment where we changed to the Rexulti almost a week ago from today, um, I told him a lot more information than what I normally do, and basically, he kind of changed my diagnosis a little bit. Um, so there's two types of schizoaffective disorder. There's depressive type and there's bipolar type. And most of the doctors I've talked to think that it's depressive type. But Mike is actually leaning more towards bipolar type. He does think that there's a good possibility that I could have inherited my mother's bipolar disorder, which is a very good possibility. I mean, you know, it runs in the family, like I said, and it would not surprise me at all if I did inherit my mom's bipolar disorder. And I've been showing bipolar symptoms, which is kind of what's concerning him. I don't want to go into great detail about what symptoms I'm having and what exactly is going on right now, but he does think that the Rexulti could help with that. Um, I don't want to go into too much details, but I've been having some anger issues lately and some rages um, that I really want to get under control because I just got this new apartment and I don't want to get evicted from this apartment. Um, I did live in subsidized housing before. The first time I lived in Michigan, I lived in it for 5 years at two different properties. And the managers of those properties kind of let me get away with a lot of shit. But this manager at this property that I'm at right now is a lot more strict than other property managers I've had at other apartments I've lived at. So I have to keep that in mind. And I want to get things under control so that I don't get evicted. So what we're doing about that, I did talk about this problem with Mike, and what he what he wants to do is see if the Rexulti will help with that as we taper up, as I titrate up on it. He wants to see if the Rexulti could help because he said these newer antipsychotics that are coming out, Rexulti, Latuda, Abilify, Ryler, all that shit. They're supposed to act as a mood stabilizer as well as an antipsychotic. So it's supposed to help me with more schizophrenic symptoms, hearing voices and having hallucinations and that kind of thing. And it's also supposed to act as a mood stabilizer to kind of balance my moods out. So we're gonna see how this goes. The next time I see Mike is gonna be, I think, the 17th of next month, the 17th of June. And we're gonna see how my rages are doing. And what we're hoping is that the Rexulti will have helped with them, and that it won't be as big of a problem by the next time I see Mike. But if it is as big of a problem, or it gets worse, we might think about the possibility of a mood stabilizer. And I don't know too much about mood stabilizers. I've never been on one before. Um, I know my mom's been on trileptal before for her bipolar disorder. That seems to be what works best for her. And I believe I have another bipolar friend who's also on trileptal. I think that's working out pretty well for them, but I don't know for sure. But and then I know by watching some of your guys' videos, I follow a few bipolar people here on YouTube, and I'm learning a lot from their channels. Um, from you guys here on YouTube, I've heard of Lamictal, I've heard of lithium, so yeah, I don't know too much about mood stabilizers, but hopefully I won't really need one. Hopefully it won't come down to that. But he just wants me to know that it is an option if we see that to be necessary, depending on how this next appointment goes. So that's kind of the situation with that. But yeah, the Rexulti should help with a lot of these issues, you guys. It's a very good antipsychotic medication. The two main things that Rexulti is really known to treat is major depression and schizophrenia. Um, if you're taking it for depression, I think it's kind of meant to be an add-on to your antidepressant. Like, say you're taking an antidepressant for major depression, and it's just not working as well as you thought it would, or it's not working at all, or it's not really helping much with your depression episodes. You might add a small dose of Rexulti onto it, and it's supposed to, like, I guess, boost it up, or something in the Rexulti is supposed to help with depression. So it's known for that. Um, but I do also think that it could help with bipolar disorder because, I mean, that's kind of what my doctor is saying right now. And I think I may have come across other people with bipolar disorder at some point who have tried this medication. And also, if I remember correctly, I believe I had a friend in Washington when I was living out in the Seattle area. I believe I had a friend out there who was taking Rexulti for borderline personality disorder. And I don't know how long that lasted or if she continued with it. But yeah, that's kind of what I've heard thus far is it's mainly good for depression and schizophrenia, but I think it might also help with bipolar, borderline personality, maybe PTSD. I don't know. But we're gonna see how it goes. And if you guys have any experiences with it, let me know. So far, I'm still titrating up. Um, I don't go up to the next dose until this coming Friday, so I'm still gonna be on 1 milligram for 2 more days. And it's working out nicely. I don't really know if it's gonna work long term or not. I'm not having any problems with my um schizoaffective disorder or anything like that. But yeah, the bipolar thing is really what I wanted to talk about, you guys. And I don't really know if I have ADHD. I think it could just be bipolar disorder from my mom. Because if you guys remember correctly, for those of you who have really followed my channel for a long time now, last year around this time, I did some videos about ADHD and how I thought at the time that me and my mom both had ADHD, for certain reasons that were happening at that time. But now I'm kind of my opinion is kind of changing. I don't think it's ADHD. I think it's a touch of bipolar disorder because my mom's doctor, who she's been working with at Pine Rest, um, her doctor there, she asked him about the ADHD thing, and he said that based on the times he's talked to her, her situation seems more like bipolar than it does ADHD. So that leads me to think my mom's bipolar. And then after me talking to my doctor at Hope Network, that leads me to believe that I could have a touch of bipolar disorder myself, you know. I mean, my diagnosis is still schizoaffective disorder, but it's changed. It's no longer depressive type, it's bipolar type. And I guess Mike's not the only doctor who's noticed this. He said that he looked at my charts, and somewhere in my history, there was actually one other doctor who thought that too, because he said one other person wrote down bipolar type 2. Um, and that was back in 2019, I think he said, which would have been shortly after I moved back to Michigan and shortly after I started my mental health treatment at Hope Network. So, those are some thoughts on it. I just wanted to make this video. I probably won't be on here for a while because Mike's going out of town, and I'm probably not going to be over here while he's gone. So, I hope everybody's doing well, and I'll probably be back with another update on the Rexulti sometime next week. So, thanks, guys. Have a good night.